Hi everyone, it's Jan, and I have missed you guys so much, but we've had some really exciting things going on in our family, and so many of you have been so thoughtful and sent me messages and cards, and wow. I just have to tell you that I knew that I had made some new friends here on YouTube, but I've got to tell you, you all are a really special group of people, and I love you, and I'm honored to be your friend. And I'm so grateful for you. You know, they say that even really good things can sometimes be very stressful. And for our family, the last 3.5, 4 weeks have been incredibly stressful, but full of great things too. My scrubby here in the middle, Royce, many of you know, on October 8th, we got a phone call very early in the morning, and the transplant team informed us that they had found a kidney for him. And he has been a real trooper over the last few years after having renal failure. And we were super excited, but we found out at 2:15 in the morning, and we were there for surgery at 6. So we didn't have a lot of time to think about it, or really that much time to prepare, because we really thought we were going to be actually done waiting for this gift of the kidney for at least a year or more. And we actually only had to wait a few weeks from the time that we were fully cleared to be on the transplant list. So we are so grateful, but that has been kind of what has been consuming us for even before that. I know I've kind of disappeared prior to that because there was just so much that was going on getting ready for that. But I wanted to let you know that he is now home from the hospital. We had a really, we had a great first week. Our second week was a little scary because he had to go back to ICU. He developed some pneumonia, and that is a week that I do not want to ever live again, but am grateful for all the friends and support that helped us get through it. And then we had another week just on a regular floor, kind of gaining strength and getting ready to come home. And this last Tuesday we got to come home, and he is doing great. All the indicators on numbers and different levels and things are doing so well that I actually felt like I had a little breather here today to come and maybe do a couple videos. So I wanted to give you an update on Royce, and thank you again for all of your prayers and support. We just could not have made it without you all. And you know, I know he's the one that's on steroids, but I'm the one that cries all the time because we're just so blessed. We are so blessed. And one of the blessings that I've added in the midst of this is that I have a sweet group of friends that, while I mostly only know your hands and your voice, I know your hearts, and they're very gracious and kind, and I just want to say thank you for that. But so that this isn't a totally mushy, gushy video, I wanted to show you this Cheater Quilt. This is actually a wall hanging that I did. It's 12 by 12, and I thought I'll give you kind of a teaser of how we did it, and then if you all are interested in seeing maybe a little bit more in-depth demonstration, I will work on doing that. But it's for those of you that are quilters, you're probably just not going to want to watch this because it's gonna make you gasp because it's such a cheater way. But for those of you that are not quilters or sewers, this is kind of a fun way to do something very unique, and it makes a great present. I'm actually working on a couple of these for some friends and family that for Christmas, because you just make them a little wall hanging, and it's a piece of art, and it's something that you made, and they can put a favorite picture in here. So let me just show you what the back of it is. I know you people that really sew are just going to die at the back of this. It is, I'm going to show you a couple more. This one right here, is a cheater quilt, and it was actually the first one that I did, just trying to try the little technique out. But it's not a huge commitment to try it on something this size. And so I did this one, and I like it. And I had so much fun doing it, I decided to do it on a bigger scale. And this was the next one that I did. And then for those of you that have been subscribing to me for a while, I did another one on in a trade mini that I did. Again, you can just start out with any size, and it really, you can come up with something kind of cool. But let me show you the basic idea on this. What you need are 2 pieces of muslin, and I used the natural unbleached just because I'm going to be painting over it. This is done with painting and a little bit of stitching, and so I knew I was going for kind of a heritage vintage look, and so I went with the unbleached muslin. But if you're looking for a crisper look, use a bleached muslin. And then I also cut a piece of felt to the 12 by 12 size. And to begin with, you take your first piece. Sorry, I'm going to put the one that doesn't still need to be ironed. You take your first piece and you just draw on it whatever the pattern is. For me, I used some chipboard letters to outline the word family. I used a chipboard frame, or, you know, honestly, I think I cut out something on my Cricut, just a shape to give me this little frame shape that I put around here. And I drew it with ink because it was just easy to show up. It's not going to, you don't have to be careful about what you're doing. And then I used a stencil and drew all these little leaves and did those along here. And then I felt like the background was kind of plain, so I just took my Tim Holtz ruler and drew lines defining all of that. Okay? So then when your pattern is all drawn, you put it face down, put a layer of felt on here. This is what makes it have a bit of the quilting look. And then you just put another piece of muslin on top of it. And then you just stitch over the lines. And it is, just take your time, go slowly. You do all of the outlining, okay? And then you use just acrylic paint. And the first layer is, you're going to have to use a couple of layers of your acrylic paint, but just paint it and it will seem really bright. What you're seeing here, I'm going to hold this up here so you can see this antiquing that's in here. When I first did it, this was a real bright burgundy. This was a cream, but it certainly wasn't brown. This was a gold, and this was a copper. And I painted it all, and then I did the thing that probably was the scariest part of the whole thing, because it looked really pretty and crisp and beautiful and all of that, but I wanted it to be antique. So I then took just a little bit of brown acrylic paint and a lot of water and made kind of a glaze, and I just scrubbed it over it and wiped it off. Do not be afraid of it. You're not going to ruin it. It really, it is what will give you the antiquing. Where the sewing is, the paint will kind of settle down in those ditches, giving you a little bit darker edge there. And it just, I think it's just really kind of cool. And then you can embellish it with some buttons or these are some dewdrops that I put here. And then I used some little seed beads around the edge here just to kind of make it a frame. So anyway, that's the basics of how to make a cheater quilt. And let me know if you'd be interested in hearing or seeing another demonstration on it. You have a great day. Love you guys. Bless you. And take some time to play.